We're modeled after Sudbury Valley School. Sudbury Valley School has been around for about 35 years.
Sudbury Valley, what kind of school is it?
Um, well, it's a democratically run, ungraded private school.
A democratic school is first and foremost a place where a child doesn't have to feel threatened, feel comfortable and adequate and free.
Democratic school has, in my view, a very broad spectrum. Democracy at various levels, and right from deciding whether you want to attend a class to deciding who is going to teach you, whether you're going to learn anything, and whether all the decisions of your life you make, that's also democracy, or just some you make, it's democracy. And there are various schools which practice this democracy at various levels.
There are a number of schools in the United States and around the world that are modeled after Sudbury Valley School. And I think the basic idea that we try to follow is a combination of freedom and responsibility.
I had done a lot of reading about education and a lot about alternative kinds of schools. But the thing about Sudbury schools that really was intriguing and really was that I liked a lot, I think, was the fact that I think compared with other kinds of democratic schools and alternative schools, that Sudbury schools seemed very kind of precise and orderly and organized, and not and had the potential to be a model that wasn't going to appeal exclusively to old hippies. That it was going to be something that could bridge political views, across, and could potentially appeal to a much broader spectrum of people, even though it's in a way more radical than any of the other schools that I've been to.
The basic democratic structure and the basic idea is that as far as running the school, making the school's rules, taking care of things that need to be taken care of, everyone is the same. Students, people who work there, everyone is the same. You all have the same voice, you all have the same vote.
All of the students who go to our school have a lot of freedom to do things that they're interested in doing and study things that they're interested in studying. There is no set curriculum that they are required to follow or to complete. So the students every day have the freedom to do things that they want to do at the school.
People do what they enjoy. There's not, I'm sure people know that there's no curriculum, but there's also not a feeling that you have to construct sort of your own personal curriculum. It's just sort of what you want to do, what you enjoy, what you feel like doing.
But along with that freedom comes a responsibility, that the children are responsible for their behavior at the school, that they're not just going to run around and make trouble and make things difficult for the other students who go to the school.
The kids are free and responsible. I think it's pretty much the same thing. They're free to choose their own way of living, their own learning, but they're also responsible for their own living and learning. They're not only responsible for themselves, but also for the community then, for their school.
We have a law book at the school, and it contains rules that all the students and the staff members make. The rules are, I think, pretty fair, and they're very practical. There are things like not leaving messes around the school. There are things like not interfering with what the other students of the school are doing. And so long as the students are responsible for what they do at the school, they can basically do things that they're interested in doing all day, every day.
It sounds so easy if someone says you can do whatever you want, but there's no one there to tell you what to do, and if you don't know your own interests very well, you just sort of float on the surface. You go from one thing to the next, but you don't really get into something.
You need to be able to figure out what you want to do and figure out how to do it. And that can be anything.
This is a concept with which we should live with. Democracy as to think for ourselves. I feel that means democracy to me. not to buy somebody's idea, not to have the freedom to do whatever. It's not democracy. To be able to have the ability to think for yourself is democracy, because I feel in other schools we are fed, and if that feeding stops and our thinking starts, wherever you are, you can bloom.